Morning. So, this morning proves I can't hack it anymore. I had 2 beers and an alcohol-free beer last night, and I feel pretty rotten. What's that about? Also last night, on my way back to the accommodation after beers, I realised, because I've completely lost track of the sort of days, I'm just operating on like whatever day it is in the Snooker World Championship, frankly. I completely lost track of the days, so I realised that I'm checking out of my Airbnb today and I'm moving to an Ibis hotel. I won't bore you why. The original plan for my Airbnb was going to be a bit further out, like a 25-minute walk into the cruise. And for boring reasons I won't entertain you with, that got cancelled. So I rebooked this new place about 6 weeks ago. I had the Ibis booked for like 12 months along with this original booking, so completely forgot about that yesterday. Shows you where my priorities were. So I've had to pack all my crap this morning. I've had to put it in the car. I'm gonna have to, in between afternoon and evening session, go back to the car, get all my stuff, or either that or drive around to the Ibis, probably drive around and check in. And I've got 12 hours of international snooker today, which I'm really looking forward to, but when your head's a bit cloudy and you're a bit tired because you didn't get to bed sort of like at the expected hour, 12 hours of snooker. Let's see how we get on come the evening session, see what the energy levels are like. This was it was really nice to meet everyone in the grad last night and I really enjoyed it, but I am feeling like it was a partial mistake this morning, just purely because of my my head. Anyway, on to the meat of the video. So Murphy Higgins, very, very interesting and very big session coming up this morning. You'd like to think there's a different animal in John Higgins coming out. I think if he takes a session lead, if he wins the session and is winning the match overall, I think he's going to be really difficult to stop. I think we need to see a reaction from Sean Murphy. I'm more interested in what I see from Sean Murphy today. I sort of know what I'm going to get from John Higgins. You're going to get hardened match play, banged up for it, fully rested. He's eaten well, he's prepared well, he's had the time to do so. And I expect to see that with Murphy, but I think if Higgins is up for it and well energised, Murphy's got a problem. And that's why I think he needs to be capitalising and winning this session, Murphy. It's a massive, massive session. I'd almost go so far as to say, I'm going to say it, I think whoever wins this session wins the match. I know that sounds absurd in a race to 17, but yeah, I just think that one of them will kick on in the final 2 sessions if they have a session lead, because they're both excellent front runners. Maybe wildly inaccurate, but yeah, I really think that it's a massive, massive, massive session for Murphy. It's a massive session for both of them, but I think Murphy needs to show a reaction, because I think he missed a trick yesterday. What am I going to say? I'm going to say Murphy is going to win the session 5-3. That's a lot of 5-3s in my predictions, isn't there? But, you want to predict a winner, and that's the most common scoreline, frankly. So yeah, that's how I see this morning. I'll preview Wu Yis and Mark Allen this afternoon, although those of you that have watched last night's video, yeah, I don't know how Mark Allen stops him. And that's probably going to be the basis for my prediction, spoiler alert, but yeah, we'll get there. As of this moment, I'm sat in Millennium Square, just contemplating life, chilling out. I'm going to go to Mama Duke's in a bit for a nice little breakfast, probably something light because I'm not sure my body can process solids at the moment. So going to go to Mama Duke's, meeting a fellow last night that I met in the pub called Gary, who is friends with Rob. Really nice guy. He invited me to breakfast, very kind of him. I'm normally in Mama Duke's at that time anyway, so although I haven't been for a few days, so yeah, I've just been sort of going to other places for whatever reason, but yeah, fully happy to go back this morning. So I'm meeting him, and I think he said a couple of others are going to be there, so I have to do the social thing, which is cool. Nice to meet new people, and then get into the cruise. And yeah. Oh, the other complexity with today, I forgot, was that priority tickets for the World Champs come out during the morning sesh. So guess which numbskull is going to be on his phone in the Crucible frantically trying to book. I'm not going to do this again next year. I am going to go for middle Saturday and probably middle Sunday, but yeah, that's my lot. This has been great, but I can't do this 2 years in a row. It'd kill me, I think. So yeah, I've got that to deal with right in the middle of snooker. So I'm not sure which brainiac from the World Snooker Tour organised the tickets to come out precisely when there's a session going on, because I imagine there'll be quite a few people in there on their phones for next year. Bit poor that, really. You'd have probably liked it sort of early morning this morning, so you know, people could get their tickets and then go in. But anyway, what do I know? I'm just a paying member of the public. Anyway, enough nonsense. I will report back in between morning and afternoon sessions. I'll report back in if I got the tickets, on my energy levels, on how breakfast went, and obviously how snooker is going. So, speak to you in a bit. Yeah, enjoy all the semi-finals wherever you are, and have a lovely day. Over and out. Afternoon. So, in between morning and afternoon sessions now. I've just seen Murphy John Higgins. I've still got a banging headache. It's absolutely pathetic. 2 pints and a Heineken Zero, and I feel wretched. Onto the snooker. So, Sean Murphy and Higgins are 8 apiece, so they shared the session again. What I will say though this time is it was a different shared session from the first session. I think Murphy is now the one that is going to be delighted. Higgins was 8-6 up, had the chance to have not an overnight lead, a session lead going into tonight, and he didn't take it. So it's a match of missed chances almost. Both of them weren't very fluent again, although it was more fluent than last night. There were a lot of balls missed. Sean kept breaking down on like sort of 30, 40, 50. Happened about 3 or 4 times. And John just did what John did and mopped up. If that keeps happening, you probably fancy Higgins to win the match, but Murphy really has to get his head together. He's got away with murder in that session for me. Higgins had opportunities to extend his lead, and you were thinking at 8-6, at worst it's going to be 9-7 for Higgins, but fair play to Murphy, dug in. That 15th frame in particular was a very long affair and very un-Murphy-like, sort of pushes, all the colours to the cushions. He made it virtually impossible for John to win that 15th frame. So absolutely beautifully poised for tonight, I must say. The third session, Hendry describes it as moving day. It is moving day. It's a massive session tonight. I mean, whoever takes an overnight lead into tomorrow afternoon, I mean, it's going to be worth its weight in gold, frankly, if someone could come out with a session win tonight. So I'll preview that between afternoon and evening. For now, we're using Mark Allen, and as I said last night, Mark Allen has to be working out a way to stop this lad. Well, I think he's got to just alter his approach entirely if he wants to win. He's got to make all the frames as awkward as is humanly possible. He's got to really bog Wu down. It's going to be extremely interesting as to whether he can do that. What I will say is, I think he has to win this session. If he doesn't win this session, even if he draws it, it may be too much. If he loses it, it's an absolute catastrophe. I can't see him coming back if he loses the session. 5-3 even. I mean, 5-3 would make it 11-5. I mean, in a race of 17 against a lad that's playing as well as he is doing. Tricky, very tricky. I think there will be a reaction from Alan, but I think early doors he's got to just stop Wu, frankly. I think winning the frame should almost be secondary. Just stop his flow and rhythm. That's what I would advise Mark Allen to do if I was in his corner. But we'll have to see. I mean, fascinating session ahead, massive session ahead. And yeah, let's see how it goes. Anyway, I'm going to shoot. And everyone have a lovely afternoon where you are. Sun's out in Sheffield. It's absolutely beautiful. Hopefully I get over this headache by tonight. I can't be bothered dealing with it anymore. Yeah, I'll speak to you in a bit. Over and out. Evening. So I left Wu using Mark Allen early. Reason being boring, but I had to swap rooms. Just had to move my bag into another room. What I've missed is possibly the most bizarre frame of the entire championship. It looked like it was a fairly bitty frame anyway, and then the black went over one of the corner pockets, and all the reds went over the corner pocket naturally, because that's kind of what happens when a black goes over a corner pocket. And they sort of locked around the black, so neither player could get to the black to sort of foul it. And I think after a while, I've only seen sort of bits and fits and starts of it, because I was just sort of looking on my phone every so often, and the referee basically told Mark Allen, "Look, you've got to play an attacking shot here because you're the one that's 30 points up." So I think he has played an attacking shot, and it sort of released everything to the point where Wu Yiza has made a pretty decent break, and he's actually taken the final frame. So they've ended the session at 7-all. But I mean, what's incredible is that Mark Allen played probably the best match play I've ever seen, like vintage Mark Selby, to win 4 frames before the mid-session. Then he won the one after, and if that stalemate hadn't have happened, he might have taken that one and all, but he will be buzzing. 7-all. He's totally broke up Wu Yiza's rhythm. Wu Yiza was missing loads of balls, didn't really know what day it was come the end of the 4 frames. I mean, if that had been free-flowing, Alan might have really pushed on there. It's actually lucky for Wu Yiza that he's kind of come out of that still, level, frankly, which I can't believe I'm saying that after last night. Absolutely bizarre game. That third session is going to be absolutely fascinating. Anyway, I'm going to have to shoot. My prediction for tonight for Murphy Higgins is that Murphy is going to get an overnight lead. I'm going to say Murphy is going to be in front 13-11. That's what I'm going to say. Not too much analysis on that one, but I thought, I did that this morning really, but I think Murphy's going to kick on basically after winning the final 2 frames of the second session. Anyway, I will talk to you more in depth after the evening session, and yeah, enjoy the snooker wherever you are, as per. Over and out. Evening. So you join me after the third session of Murphy Higgins. I think I've caught a little bit of the sun today. Bit of a suntan there going. Yeah, sorry, just admiring myself. So Murphy Higgins, yeah, so 13-11 to John Higgins. A much higher quality session in terms of the breaks. I thought both players looked more on it in this session. they know how important this session is. That's basically why I think. And it was a funny one. It kept on going 11-all, 10-all, 9-all. You know, they couldn't really sort of wrestle clear of each other, but, you know, it was very nip and tuck. But Higgins at the end performed excellently to make it 13-11. I think Murphy will be not resting uneasy in his bed tonight, but, you know, he's got to start quickly again tomorrow. And we've heard that before with Sean Murphy, and we've heard him do it, frankly. So, you know, there's no question that he can start quickly tomorrow. And if he starts quickly tomorrow, it could be an absolute nerve shredder, Crucible classic. But yeah, so, I mean, it's all set, really. If Murphy can start well, then we're in for a cracking match. And, you know, we could be in for a cracking match anyway, frankly. Obviously, I'm sort of hoping Murphy gets through for me outright pick, but because, you know, it'd be nice to pay off all the other bets, frankly. But yeah, I'm not too bothered. You know, this whole experience has been pretty amazing, and just being on the journey has been cool. I don't mind if Higgins gets there, really. Absolutely love Higgins, great player, absolute warrior. You know, he should be the warrior, not Karen Wilson. It's like the amount of times he's gone to the well in the last couple of weeks and keeps on finding the answers is just unreal. Yeah, I'd say over the course of the match, he's probably been second best to Murphy, but Murphy's just he's not converted a lot of the chances he's been getting. He's had lost count of the amount of frames he's had sort of 30s, 40s and 50s in that he's not converted, Murphy. And if you don't do that at this level, you're probably going to get punished at the end. But just have to see how it plays out tomorrow. Now, obviously I commented on the long frame earlier between Wu Yiza and Mark Allen. I've sort of got to grips with it a bit more now, because obviously I didn't see it live, having, you know, I had to do some life admin and move all my crap from one place to another. So I had to leave. I left before that frame. It's a bloody good job I did. Otherwise, there's no chance of me being able to check into my hotel. But yeah, it seems as if the referee's been getting quite a lot of heat. That he should have stepped in earlier, should have been more proactive. Yeah. Sounds like a bit of a farce, really. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the fallout is for that. I mean, and also how it affects both players, like going back into the match tomorrow. Because frankly, I assume they've got to play 10 frames in the afternoon now, because you know, it's 7-all and they're down a deficit of 2 frames because they had to finish early. But what I will say is Mark Allen will be delighted to come out of that 7-all. I mean, at 6-2 down, Wu Yiza was playing amazing. And Mark Allen has played, and this is a compliment, the most Selby-like session I've ever seen from any other player than Mark Selby. You know, some of the match play, there was one frame where he needed a snooker and he got it and then cleared up. But there was a really long frame before the massively long frame. And he just ground Wu Yiza down and like kept him in his seat, kept him cold. And surprisingly, I'm being sarcastic there, but surprisingly that actually got the results. You know, you've got to play to your strengths, and Mark Allen's strengths are match play, making it scrappy. If it's going to be an all-out potting contest, probably only going to be one winner, and that's Wu Yiza. But he was missing a lot of balls, and I really wonder how much that second session is going to prey on Wu's mind going into the third and fourth sessions tomorrow. Big day for both players tomorrow. I mean, you know, obviously last day of the semi-finals is absolutely huge. No one wants to miss out. And it's going to be really interesting. I get the feeling that Mark Allen's just, and I can't believe I'm saying this because I was all aboard the Wu Yiza train, frankly, so completely flipped. But Mark Allen, I mean, if he can start like he did today, tomorrow, he's going to win the match. I mean, if it hadn't been stopped early tonight, he would have taken a session lead. Wu was all over the place. was a miracle he won that long frame, to be honest with you. So fascinating day tomorrow. It's the last day with 3 sessions. I won't pretend I'm not delighted with that. 2 sessions on the final 2 days will be nice. It'll almost be like a holiday for me. Not that this hasn't been like a holiday, but 3 sessions a day is pretty taxing. I mean, I know I've spoken to some pretty heavy-duty snooker aficionados, and they can't believe that I've done the whole thing. You know, just like, how are you coping? What the energy levels like, etc. What I will say is the energy levels this afternoon were flagging after my beers last night, which was a big mistake. I mean, it was great to meet everyone and have a nice time, but I really suffered today. As tragic as that is. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. I'm going to say, what am I going to say? I'm going to say Mark Allen will win 17-14. And I think, what do I think in Murphy Higgins? Do I say decider? Go on then. Murphy 17, Higgins 16. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say decider and Murphy wins it. Probably the heart talking over the head there. But we'll see what happens. It's been an absolutely brilliant day. Only 3 more days to go. I can't wait to see who the winner is. It's been like an odyssey for me just to get to this point. So I'm going to go to sleep, get some much needed rest in for tomorrow, and I hope everyone's had a good day where you are, and I'll speak to you tomorrow morning. Over and out.